What is good, family? This is your girl. I am Courtney Michelle, and I am back with another live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everyone, come in and join me tonight. This is going to be a great one. Something that I think is really, really important and for sure important to me. And Couch Gang, I see you. Welcome to the I Am Courtney Michelle show. Let me first let you guys know that you guys are for sure family over here. Um, you guys saw the thumbnail. He really doesn't need an introduction. But I wanted to bring him in tonight because I completely think that he is one of the most misunderstood talents that we have in the space. I definitely think that his page is probably one of the most important pages, shows, podcasts that we have in the space as well too. Um, I can go on and on, but I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and bring on my special guest, get to know him a little bit more, and to talk about a lot of stuff that's been going on. I had some questions that I want to ask, but then you guys, well, if you've been under a rock, you don't know about the verdict that came out with Tyrese. And I really want to dissect that with him. I think everything that's going on right now is what his page talks about, the advocacy for it. And if you guys don't know, for me and my support of fathers, and particularly Black fathers, I'm the youngest girl of three brothers. So I think my perception is maybe a little different from a lot of women because I was able to see a lot of stuff firsthand. My oldest brother's gone through a divorce, child support, all of that stuff that my guest talks about. So if y'all are ready, I'm ready. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the man of the hour, Mr. Palmer.
Yeah,
Hi, darling.
you already know. I just want you to know now you is a certified pygmy.
Oh, I am? What? No, wait a minute. Wait a minute before we go in. How am I a certified people? Because I
You're a
support.
certified pygmy because you said good things about me. See, you didn't say I was a male supremacist. You didn't say I was I hate black women. You didn't say I hate all women. You didn't say I was anti this and anti that. So you will be a certified pygmy.
Oh, well, they call me that already, but that's all
Oh,
right.
okay, well then it shouldn't even matter then.
Well, I definitely think with you, and I told you I was honored to have conversations with you, and I definitely think that you are misunderstood. I think sometimes, which we do a lot of times in this space, and we see the thumbnails, and we're going to talk about what baby mama terrorists, what they are, and so we see these, and we're like, what is he talking about?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say it's a select. It's a few. There's a few that might be misunderstood, but a lot of them know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of them do not want to go against the code. They say it's not good for business. They don't want to mess up they money from the subscribers because maybe they mostly women and most of them
Mhm.
baby mama terrorists. So they look at me as like, hey, he ain't good to be around because it's not. He might be speaking the truth, but it ain't good for my money. So that's why I give him the Reverend X.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
And I just tell you and everybody else, just prove me wrong on what I talk about. You prove me wrong, you got me. But you shame tactics and trying to whisper in somebody else's ear, that don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah. Well, I want to be clear on that the reason of this page of mine.
Mm.
It is not to gang support or be the cool chick or trying to jack people out of money or do things for monetary. I definitely want this to be a space where not only we learn but we get better. And I shun echo chambers. I do not want to be in them. I don't like discussing things where people have the same ideology as me. I like to be challenged. And so this is a page that people get challenged on their thoughts and their views and to listen to other perspectives. And
Right.
I think you're important because you have an important perspective. Um, you are very articulate, you're bright, you're smart. I mean, I don't think you get your just due.
Oh well, I mean, I
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
you don't. I don't think people know how
I'm not.
You're phenomenal to me.
Truthfully, I'm not gonna get it from these sipping forces on here. And that's, my thing is, I'm here to spread awareness, and for those that want to listen and take heed, that's what I'm rocking with. People will tell you since I started, I said I'm just a messenger. I'm nobody's leader. I'm just telling you as men, change the laws of your mind. Don't be in this predicament, and if you been in this predicament, don't be in this predicament twice.
Right.
Tell your sons, tell your future, because these are the ones who are losing in our society. So I realized that a lot of people that go against me, I realize they don't care about our future. They don't care about their own kids. They definitely don't care about others' kids. So I see it for what it is.
Right.
So I don't need my just due because my supporters is enough for me. I already know the majority is not gonna side with me. Even if I talk in a professional way, they're gonna look at me and say, "Oh no, look at TD Jakes when he finally called out black women for trying to be act like men. They threw him on the bus real quick. You went against the code. How dare you do this to me?" So that's why I do the Reverend X. I don't care what nobody thinks.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It comes with the territory.
Yeah, I understand. So tell me a little bit more about you. Who is Mr. Palmer?
Mr. Palmer is I'm 43 years old. I'm from Chicago, born and raised. I come from a 2-parent household because they quick to say, oh, he must ain't had that type of life. Nah, I had a 2-parent household. I was raised with both parents. Worked for the Cook County Hospital for 15 years. Always holler, do for self. You know what I'm saying? Get your own. Don't depend on government daddy's handout to get it. You no excuses. You might have to work hard. You might have to go through the battles, but stop waiting for handouts. And stop pointing the finger.
Right.
I used to do music back in the day. Went to college.
We're gonna get into some of this music now.
Yeah, went to college and never been arrested, never been to jail. People thought that too. I'm not innocent or nothing like that, but I thank God I've never been to jail. And anybody that's never been to jail and arrested, you should be proud. You should be happy to say that instead of being proud about you doing time and all that shit.
Right.
So, what I do now, I've been doing it for the last 5 or 6 years. I've been a father's rights activist. When I finally got the real blueprint of family court. Family court is not the best interest of the children. It's not about equality amongst fathers, amongst men, black, white, Latino, Indian, Asian, doesn't matter. $60 billion business that is used to reap the benefits off of father's pain. And you got these baby mama terrorists that run to the court most of the time for failed relationship and failed divorce. And we've been having this stigma. If you on child support, that's because you didn't want to be a father. You was a deadbeat. You just a low life and all this stuff. Politicians said this. Our mother said this. Our grandmother said this. Our society said this. The media said this. And I want people to know that's been a lie. Because with these stats I show and the stories you hear and the stuff that don't ever get on the news on how men who are dying trying to be fathers, who are destroyed, committing the most suicide based off alienation and child support. And I'm passionate about it. That's why I say I don't care what you think. And I'm not doing this to get rich quick scheme, because that's the case. I'll be pacifying these baby mama terrorists.
Right.
I am controversial, but it's the truth.
It's the truth. Well, the truth is controversial.
Exactly.
It is. So that's just what it is. It's unfortunate that we're in a society where, the truth is hidden and they want to, play into fantasies to make everybody feel good. But the thing is, truth hurts.
Yeah.
But you can't fix a situation if you're blinded by fairy tales and not listening to the truth. And I think this truth needs to be heard. Yeah. And so, well, let's go back. So how long have you been in YouTube, and did you start your channel specifically to be an advocate for fathers?
Actually, I started on Facebook.
Started on Facebook, okay.
On Facebook, and I started with the page Fuck Child Support. And the reason why I did Fuck Child Support, because they've been talking about this system for a very long time before we was born, ever since this feminism came in the wave, and mothers was automatically getting custody. And this was even before I even went to my situation. I wanted to talk about this. Tommy Sotomayor used to talk about it heavy, and that was one thing that I felt that was right. I realized this feminist ideology was getting too bit out of hand, and I'm like, well, I came from everybody had a mother and a father,
Mm-hmm.
and the ones who I didn't see with a father because they was crackheads in the street or they passed away. But the majority of people in my neighborhood had fathers, and I got tired of hearing the lies and the stigma that men don't want to be fathers and men deadbeats and stuff like that. So, and I'm hearing people talk about child support and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna try fuck child support. And surprisingly, Facebook allowed me to put fuck child support. And when I did it, I didn't think it was gonna go nowhere. I figured, probably do a little something, but it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
go. I started getting 30,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, 75,000. I went all the way to 160,000 likes.
Okay.
And that's where I started. A lot of people from YouTube knew about me before I knew about YouTube. I was on YouTube doing music back in the day, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about the podcast. I only been on YouTube for 2 years. So a lot of people think I'm new to this game, doing what I do and talking what I talk. No, I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
And I wish I did know about the podcast
Back
years,
in the day.
I'm saying, but I didn't, and it happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, my page was shut down because people can't handle the truth. They saying it's hate speech, and all I'm showing is proof on how these baby mama terrorists do in our court system and everything else. And but I will say since being on YouTube, it's more lenient because I lost my Instagram, I lost my TikTok.
Mm.
I had to start over. YouTube about the most lenient out of all, but they all wanted the same. They don't like for brothers to speak the truth when it comes to some controversial as this, especially when you talk about feminism and you talk about government daddy rules of alienated fathers and destroying our children. They don't like that.
Yeah, you're going against the grain.
Going against the grain.
Yeah.
So my ultimate goal is to do this publicly and do it in the streets, not just to be on social media.
Were you surprised when you, I guess the likes that you was getting on Facebook and then coming to YouTube, the support and the people that was coming in and and you maybe hearing the stories, were you surprised?
I was surprised because one, when I did it, I'm like, man, it's hurting the black man. It's hurting us. Woo, woo.
Mm-hmm.
But then how I started learning more about how this system really is, that it's not about color, it's about
money.
green. The color is green. You can be white, black, blue, or green. I learned a lot of this stuff from white guys who've been activists for over 20, 30 years. And that's when I started learning more and getting more involved. And then eventually I got involved in the same shit. And when I saw for myself, that made me go full-fledged, and I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah.
I want people to understand when it comes to this unjust system of family court, it's a men problem. It's not the black man problem. It's not just the white man problem. And I tell people, white men be going through this way before we have, because our family structure was 85 to 90%. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have what we have today. So child support was to help the married white woman.
Right.
They're the face of child support, not us.
Yeah. I've always, because you said that before, and I thought that was interesting, and I actually love it. You're like, this is not a black thing.
Right.
It's a man thing, and that men get railroaded in the system. Do you think women realize that, or they don't care?
They most of them don't care. Well, let me change this.
Mm-hmm.
A baby mama terrorist don't care.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that first.
Yeah, okay.
What is your definition of a baby mama terrorist?
A baby mama terrorist is one who terrorizes fathers for being in their children's lives. So if you alienating them, you going back and forth to court, you trying to hide the kid, you trying to lie on the man, stain his name, and get people to hate him and stuff like that. But also, baby mama terrorist is anybody who do baby mama terrorist shit. So if you out here trying to run away with a moped, running a mile away, trying to get away from the police, you are a baby mama terrorist. And when a lot of females say, well, I don't have no kids. Your mind. Baby mama terrorist is a mindset also. You know what I'm saying? You got that mindset of a baby mama terrorist for your views, your ideology, and what you believe in. So, but the main meaning is anybody that do anything to hurt the father, keep the father out the picture, or destroy his livelihood because of a failed relationship, failed divorce, putting the child in harm's way. So many different factors. That's a baby mama terrorist.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, a baby mama terrorist and a mother are two different individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Mama terrorist and the woman are two different individuals. A baby mama terrorist is not even human to me. They are devil's son-in-laws, and they don't deserve to be called queen gods or anything. They are just terrorists. They are domestic terrorists that's destroying our community and destroying our society. But our courts and our government allows this because they get money off them.
Yeah.
So, so that's the definition of a baby mama terrorist. So it doesn't mean because you're a single mother. You could be a single mother and not be a baby mama terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
But these baby mama terrorists, they choose single motherism. They choose it. Yeah, they choose it.
Explain that.
Anytime you alienate the man out the picture,
You're
you
choosing to be
choose to be a single mother. Anytime you tell the courts you want sole custody, not because he's abusive, not because he's a rapist or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
You doing this because you want to hurt him. You choose single motherism. Anytime you have a child with a man because he makes six figures and you can get that whop, you choose single motherism. So people would tell me that, don't know woman in a right mind choose be single mother. Okay, a baby mama terrorists do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by choosing to be a single mother. Why would you have to be with somebody that ain't worth a damn? He already got 20 kids in the block with all the neighborhood women, and you're gonna be 25. And then you expect him to do for you when he ain't doing for nobody else. You chose single motherism. I'm sorry, you have to take that L.
Yeah. That's something that I kind of battle with as far as the label of being a single mother, because I have a daughter. She's 6, she'll be 7 in a few months. But I can't say I'm a single mother because it takes away that she has a dad and he's very involved, and it's split custody. He has her half the time and I have her half the time. So I don't feel like I'm not single because I'm not doing it by myself.
Right.
I don't even have her the whole week by myself. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm a single mom because I'm not married.
Right. Well, that's
but I'm not. But I don't.
That's the true definition.
Yeah.
That's the true definition. Mother is a woman who got a child that's not married.
Right.
But when you hear guys and you hear us talk about single moms, when we talk about single moms, we talking about these baby mama terror single moms. Unfortunately, they put you in the same batch because it's like the thing Muhammad Ali said a long time ago. If I go outside and there's a field hundreds of snakes, it might be one or two that's not gonna bite me, but why would I go outside and chance that? So a lot of brothers now saying don't even chance it. So that's like the downfall of the good single moms, because you got single moms who did not choose to be single moms. You had single moms who, because the man passed away, or because maybe she actually got with a guy who wanted kids, but then he flipped the script and he decided to not be a father because we ain't together. I've seen a few guys do that. We're not together no more. He a sucker. So that's not your fault. But it's like so many men have been set up for failure through shit like that. It's like now they're saying, don't even chance it. It ain't worth it. I can't get mad and say you wrong. Y'all guys wrong when I see it every day. I just say, I do let them know that every woman who has a kid that's not married is not, didn't choose single motherism. I mean, but these baby mama terrorists, they all chose it.
Yeah.
Chose it.
So I understand that. So let me ask you this, because you are so passionate. Why does this hit home to you or for you?
Like I said, I came from a 2-parent household. Even in my neighborhood, a lot of us had both parents. And as time went on, my family, I got a bunch of uncles and aunties. A lot of them been married for 50 years, 40 years. And I had some that been divorced, had 3 wives and stuff like that. And they all took care of their kids. They didn't go through no child support. They didn't go through no alienation. If the kid didn't want to do it, it was because of something he did. So my thing is, our society is nowhere, I'm just going to say traditional like before. If 2 parents don't get along, they're not in a relationship, once you break up, get divorced, fine. Be about the child. If he cheats, that's why you get divorced. That's why you break up. If she cheats, that's why you get divorced. That's why you break up. But that child don't have nothing to do with that. So
No.
you might have been a piece of shit husband or a piece of shit wife, but that don't have nothing to do with being a parent. And anytime you want to use that child as a prop, a rocket launcher, a shield, a weapon, a attention to hurt that father, then all you're doing is destroying that child because he or she gonna lack something that she would have been taught by the father, especially our boys. So I'm really passionate about it because a lot of our kids now are emotional, they're weak,
Mm-hmm.
they going to jail, they dropping out of school, they live in poverty, they end up having kids at a young age, they end up going to jail at a young age, they end up it's a lot of stats I put out here, and this is not just in the black community, this is all over. And
Yeah.
it's not just in the United States, you know. So this is why I'm passionate because our children are losing. But then they say I'm the hateful guy, but I'm not the one abusing my kids. I'm not the
Mm-hmm.
one abusing anybody's kids. So that's why I don't entertain and get in my feelings when they say, "Oh, you just hate women. You don't want to pay your child support." I pay my child support every month. I pay it on a regular. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
no free rich. So what are you talking about? That's why I tell them I am a deadbeat. I'm everything you say. I'm a low life. I'm a high value deadbeat. I wear fuck child support. I'm always gonna wear it. But my thing is, prove me wrong. Until then, you ain't did shit.
Yeah. Some of the stories that you've heard on your channel and even back in the day on Facebook, um, what has been some of the concerns that the men are saying to you? Meaning, like when they get with a woman in the child support, what what is the core issue that the men are having?
The main concern is not being a father, not allowed to be a father. Um, the judge is siding with her, even though he got the proof that she's not fit, and why he should have equal parenting or why he should have custody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about child support. The reason why I say fuck child support because child support is the core reason on why they allow these baby mama tests and why government daddy do what they do because it's about that money. So if they didn't have this child support, I guarantee more women would not be having kids with the wrong person. They would not be just having kids if they didn't have these fallback niggas like welfare and link card and child support and everything else. They would do their due diligence to have a kid with the right person. Hell, they might even try to get married first. So to me, our society is taking advantage of these women because they don't realize that they're being used too,
Yeah.
you know,
Let
uh,
me,
and it's sad.
yeah, I'll tell you one of the stories that I've shared before
Okay.
that made me kind of look at it a little differently too, because, I went through child support court with the father of my child.
I got to ask you this. I
Mhm.
got to ask you this. So was you a baby mama terrorist?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So, well, I'll tell you my story.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I want to hear this. I want to know.
transparent.
All right.
So, we separated for a lot of reasons. A lot of people see my video, but that was just kind of my to show that women can be accountable. And I thought men needed to see a woman apologize for her wrong in a relationship. It takes two to tango. So, but beforehand, I did put him on child support because when we separated, he told me, well, if we're not going to be together, then then you can do it by yourself. So why do you need child support? And I'm like, well, I wasn't working. I had her, we left and I wasn't working. I said, well, I need a little help before I get on my feet. And it was, well, then you need to stay with me if you need help.
So wait a minute. So you telling me he basically said if you leave, I'm not gonna take care of the child.
Well, financially. And
Oh,
I mean, this was at the beginning, right?
okay.
But that's how the conversation started. So I said, "Yeah, okay, then that's fine." So then we went to child support court and ordered child support. And it was hefty. I'm not even gonna front. And I was like, darn, this is gonna set him back. And he was hurt and was like, I can't believe you put the white man in this. We could have worked it out and blah, blah, blah. So it bothered me that I hurt him because we were arguing more. And my thought pattern was, I love my daughter enough to make sure that her dad is happy.
Well,
And if
I'm
mhm.
sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll wait. Go ahead.
So, um, by the suggestion actually of my mom. She was like, is it worth you bickering and fighting and doing this tussle in the court? Is it worth that, or is it worth your daughter having an amazing relationship with her dad? Which one is better? And I said, well, it's worth her having a father. So I went back to court and I told him, I said, I want to make sure that you are in her life. I want her to be a daddy's girl. That's always something that I've wanted that I didn't necessarily have. So I wanted her to have that. So we came up with a parenting plan. And I said, if we can go along with this parenting plan, I'll get you off child support.
Okay. I mean, what I would say is you wanted a million. Because,
so
yeah,
um so we took them off. But however, when I went to court now and I told the judge that, the judge was like, are you sure?
mm-hmm.
I don't think you should.
You
But
need
what if he doesn't?
you
What?
need to you.
So the judge and the lawyers were talking me into not doing it.
You know why, right?
Well, they get money off of it.
Right.
So
And
I didn't know that either.
yeah, they get a piece, the judge get a piece.
Yeah.
It's an incentive. Everybody, that's what I'm saying. They are salesmen. Like if you say you want to take me off child support, they're gonna say, have you been threatened? Are you sure? You know he could do this again because they know they finna lose money in their cookie jar.
Absolutely. And I had no, like I said, I had no idea, because first when I was getting the child support payments, I was like, this ain't the amount they told me I was gonna get. Well, no, because they took a chunk out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went and I got them off, it was, are you sure? Are you positive? Do you want to change the date? Do you need to think about this? And I said, I'm completely positive. And I didn't know. And I thought it was really, really interesting. But this started kind of waking up my mind. Like I saw this stuff with my brothers, but me being in a situation where I had the judge and lawyers still continually trying to talk me into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, this is, something ain't right. Something is not right. If we are able as adults and as parents to want, because we love our child, and all of this is not worth her happiness, her not being with her father, her not being a daddy's girl. And if we can come up with this plan by ourselves as adults, you would think that would be championed, but it wasn't. And so that's when I knew, no, something a little fishy.
And I want you to understand that these baby mama tears I speak on, they don't love their children.
Mm-hmm.
They don't love their children. They don't want that child to be a daddy's girl, or they don't want that son to make the daddy be the first hero.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say you and a baby mama tears, two different individuals. They don't love their children to think about having a father in their life. They want him to get no custody, and that means the less time you have the child, more child support, and they want him to have every other weekend, if that. And then once everything's final, he's paying $1,000, $500, whatever he's paying. She gonna hit him up and say, "I need half."
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say go to Walmart. Walmart is always hiring.
Yeah.
So I mean, you wanted a million, and to hear your mother say that. Usually, I heard many women that say, "My mother tried to make me put my guy on child support."
My mother, my mom had a one. She said, "What do you want peace with him so you can love your daughter, or do you want to keep going back and forth? Because at the end of the day, it's your daughter that gets the tail end of the stick, and it's your child."
Right.
And so for me, and even with this conversation, and a woman is saying this, it's not loving your child, doing things to keep the father away.
And
That's not love. That's not mothering.
Exactly.
And so I can't, from when you say baby mama terrorist, I'm like, yeah, you are. You're terrorizing your child.
Right. You do not love that child.
No.
You not love that child. I don't care what you buy them. I don't care how much you give them everything they want. I don't care if they got a want for shit. You do not love your child, because while they're young, they liking the freebies. They getting what they want. They ain't getting in trouble. When they get older, they're gonna realize I've been had. That even if some of them don't, but they're gonna like a lot of stuff that you're gonna see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't have that father. A child needs both parents. You know what I'm saying? Even if a father raised a daughter and he's a single father, she's gonna lack something.
Mm-hmm.
because she need a mother to show her certain things and have a certain mindset and stuff like that. So it goes both ways. You know
Right.
what I mean? But I told you, these baby mama tells don't love their children, and the court system don't either. Because like you say, the court says about the best interest of the child. Well, don't you think it's the best interest that it's 50-50 equal custody? And y'all, take care, have and have. That's what I'm saying. So if it's really about equal, is about what's right, it's about the best, is about the benefits of the child? No, it's about the most benefit, which is government daddy getting that $60 billion a year
Yeah.
cookie jar.
I think I think a lot of women that use their child to get back at a failed relationship, get back at the father, is probably one of the most selfish. You use terrorist, I will use that too. But it's a complete problem in our community.
It is.
Complete problem.
It is.
Because we can't talk about, you know, nuclear families, and even if you weren't married, the importance of a dad, and well, I'll say this, is probably the most important, but yet the most undervalued role in our society.
And that's what I'm saying. I had a couple of guys on Facebook that committed suicide who I was friends
Hmm.
on Facebook, who was father's right activists because of being alienated or because child support wouldn't let up. He's trying to pay, and all this ribs tacking up, and they actually commit suicide.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. That's how bad guys are getting murdered going to visit they kids, picking them up on a scheduled time, and you got the simping force a boyfriend that actually X the man out the picture because he followed what the baby mama Tara says, and no one go to jail.
What's a simp enforcer?
A simping force, that's a lot of these dudes on YouTube. A simping forcer is the ones that come to these baby mama Tara's defense.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what they do, they can't do no wrong. They compare a baby mama Tara to be a queen or
Mm-hmm.
a sister or a god or something like that. They are the ones who do the blueprint for these baby mama terrorists. They will kill you for that baby mama terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men are dead or locked them in jail because of one of these simple forces. These simple forces are the ones that aid assist the baby mama terrorists to destroy you and your child relationship. A simple force are the ones who are raised by these baby mama terrorists to be emotional. They're not thinkers. They run around here trying to fight women. They run around here trying to fight kids. They hurt our
Mm-hmm.
kids. They destroy our kids. But I tell people, you get one of them simple forces that caters to you and do whatever you say, be that sucker. If that chip get haywire, that battery get off the backpack, he's gonna kill you too.
Yeah.
He's not a
What?
leader. He's not. He's anything. He's opposite of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to play a TikTok that I saw. But first, y'all have to excuse me. I'm kind of struggle streaming, so I can't see my chat. I'm seeing y'all on my phone. So shout out to Rilla. I see you in the chat. TJ, thank you
Rilla?
for the super chat. I know I can't see it. I'm done setting up all types of wrong. But
Well,
that's
that's
how
okay. I got it on my other monitor. That's how I was able to look
okay, good. So
away.
you shut them out if you can. But I appreciate you guys. Let me ask you this before I play this video, this TikTok. Why are dads important in a child's life?
Well, why fathers are important in a child's life?
Mm-hmm.
Because a father, if it's a boy, a father could teach a boy how to be a man and how to be disciplined and learn things like sports, boxing, how to not to be a reactor, learn about the realities of life.
Mm-hmm.
Mother is a teacher, a nurturer, and loving. For example, I'll talk about me. My father taught me how to speak my mind, see things for what it is, and stop going along to get along. My mother taught me how to be passionate. She also taught me how to do for self. She taught me about having which a lot of us try to hide, have I say, I ain't gonna say sensitive side, but have a nice side. I'm gonna say that. And I learned how to cut the grass when I was 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these baby mama terrorists who raised their sons, they ain't never cut the grass because they ain't got to cut the grass. they have somebody else to cut the grass, or they pay for somebody else to cut the grass.
Yeah.
So a father is very important because traditionally men go out there and work. Men go out there and do what they have to do at all costs, protect their families and so on. If that son is raised by the mother, how you gonna know how to protect when she don't know how to protect her damn self?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot of factors that shows with. It's just a whole list to say about why fathers are important. But if more fathers was involved and allowed to be involved, it'll be less crimes, it'll be less dropouts, it'll be more honor roll. Because that stat shows that lack of fathers or not having a father at all increases the chance of alcoholism, drugs, education, poverty, unwanted pregnancies, teenage pregnancies, dropouts, and so on. So fathers are very important. You know, unfortunately, our society is teaching our future, you don't need no man. And you could do bad by your damn self and all that stuff. Well, maybe you, the woman, grown woman, don't need a man. That's fine. That child does.
That child does.
The child does. I get it. You could be single, you could be independent, you could be feminism, but that child needs a father.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to tell people. I get it. You don't want to get married? Fine. You can live a free agent lifestyle. I ain't got no problem with that. But don't take it out on your child.
Yeah.
Teaching your child, you don't need no dad. You got me. As long as you got me, we good because you spend that money. But then when he get older, he get used, misused by a woman, the same woman that you were.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or he gonna get screwed because he don't know how to peep game and recognize. Or a female, she gonna give up her goods because he gave her some sweet nuns in her ear, and the father went there to peep to tell her game on what these dudes are able to or try to do. So it's very important.
Yeah. I got my dad, I have a stepdad, but my biological father, we got our relationship back maybe 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
And you know, my dad drug problem and things like that. So when he sobered up, and forgiveness was something that I had to work with him, but knowing that I still needed a dad, and our relationship got back when I was early 30s. Okay. 31, 32. So, but the fact that I still needed my dad and I still do in my age, solidifies the importance of a father, that you will always need your dad. And something that I've learned about my dad, which, you know, he gives me my confidence, he gives me my self-identity that I think it's lacking with a lot of people that don't have a father. Yeah. You see a lack of self-confidence. You see a lack of being assertive. You see, you know, a lot of, especially with men that can't stand up straight because they are lacking a father. And my dad, my biggest hype man. If I'm going through something, my daddy be like, "Do you know who the you are?"
Right.
I'd be like, "Well, who am my daddy? You Courtney mother Michelle." And I be, "That's right, daddy. I am mother Michelle." Thank you, dad.
Also, a lot of, especially our boys, have a lot of anger issues when they, like, you know, now have a father, and they don't even know why they so angry. A lot of them don't even realize it. You know,
they don't have their dad.
It's very important that we have our dads. You know, go ahead.
I want to play this for you. Like I said, I was a TikTok. I want to get your opinion on it. Let me play it real quick.
Hit the like button.
A lot of men be like, "You can't teach your son how to be a man. Where's his father?" And I'm like, apparently his father can't teach him how to be a man either, or his ass would be around. He's not necessarily doing the manliest shit at the moment. He ain't even met our son. That $264 to $9 a month is doing what for my son? Granted, I'm using it to buy my son some stock, but that's about it. I live in California. $264 a month is doing nothing. Oh, I can teach my son how to be a man? Oh, watch me now. Because the reason why a lot of you men are out of control is because you have a terrible relationship with your mama. You do realize that good parenting is real. I can teach my son how to be a good person, how to be decent, how to be honest, because that's who I am. I don't have to teach him about his gender. He born his gender. He a boy. I didn't suddenly become incompetent as far as parenting goes simply because a man decided to walk away. I was smart enough to take a child development class and parenting classes in high school and college. So I'm pretty dope with this parenting thing. I got this parenting thing under control. I encourage other mothers to take classes. I'm not a perfect mother. And of course, I'm going to make mistakes just like every other mother. But the fundamentals of what it means to be a good person, just across the board, whether you're male or female, I can teach my son that. And I also have enough sense to move the hell out the way and allow some positive male influence in my son's life. I get to teach him how to be a man by being selective about what man I choose to allow in our lives. Oh, I got this. My son gonna be just fine. Because I still have the memories of who his father was and then who his father ended up being. And I will make sure that my son does not end up anything like his deadbeat father.
She said a lot. She said that she can teach her son how to be a man. And that she can teach how to be a good person, and he's going to know how to be a man because he has the genitalia.
A couple of things. One, I'm gonna let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
And for those who don't know who that person is on TikTok, her name is Sansa Ray. Sansa Ray got pregnant by a married guy who she knew was married. And that's another definition of choosing single motherism.
Baby mama terrorist.
I want you to understand that this is the same woman that slept in cars. She's the same one that faked her death. This the same one that got exposed by Minister Japp. This the same one. I'm gonna say it again. She had a kid with a married man.
Yeah.
She chose single motherism. She said that she learned about child development in high school and in grade school, not now currently and everything else. This is why I say these are the ones that call themselves queens and goddess. These are the smartest people on the planet.
Shut your goddamn ass up.
This is what I mean, fellas, and women, when I tell you that a baby mama tears to the mother, two different individuals. She said he know he's a boy because he got a P. You know, he got the
penis,
right?
So, but here's the thing, because a lot of women think that way. A lot of women think that
they can't.
They're mama and dad.
They can't. They can't. First of all, what is our society teaching us about the alphabet community? They got our children learning gay history in the class. In Illinois, it's mandatory now. They got so many videos with drag queens and transgenders having kids at dancing at parties.
Yeah.
You telling me because he know he got a penis that he know he's a boy with all this stuff going on? She ain't even thinking about that. And she said that she's gonna make sure she have a man to be around to be a father figure, but you couldn't even find a real good father. That's why I say I don't take her seriously. Sansa Ray is her name, y'all. And she got a kid by a married dude that she knew that was married. And she thought he was gonna leave his wife and his family to be over there, and he didn't. And I believe I think he's a doctor. I believe he's a doctor. So he's not no Pookie Ray Ray. It's just the fact that, again, she chose single motherism. She's a volunteer. Did you know who she was?
Well, I didn't know who she was, all that information, but you know, when I saw that clip and I saw her TikToks and then I saw some other stuff, and I think O'Shea did a video about her recently when she said this, and I was quite surprised. But I think a lot of women have that idea that I don't need a man, and it's because they think that they're whole women because they didn't have a dad and their mom was able to raise them. And so since they think that they are the shit, then they can do it themselves, but not realizing that they are still perpetuating this evil cycle of not having a father, which in essence is making children broken.
And another thing is, it's some that come from a two-parent household, but the problem is this. The mother ran the house. The father, He was a sucker. He was a simp. She wore the pants. So they also look at the fact of how the father's treated, and the roles are reversed. So they don't respect the father. So they damn sure ain't gonna respect the father, the child, or
Yeah.
the husband. So that it comes in that type of factor too, where the father wasn't running the household, the mother was the head honcho and stuff like that. So she come out with that feminist ideology, and unfortunately, that son of hers, Sansaray, is gonna be a son husband. A son husband
Mhm.
is shout out to Coach Greg Adams. A son
Mhm.
husband is a son who where the mother used the son as a husband. Since the real husband ain't gonna be around, her dumb ass, she gonna make the son do husband roles. He gonna
Yeah.
feed the house. He gonna pay the bills. She gonna be able to control him like a robot, and then he end up being an emotional sympathy force
Yeah.
because of stuff like this. She gonna raise him to be a weak, a sucker. She gonna make him not have no backbone. She gonna make him protect all women, believe all women, and go against the grain. And also, he gonna be another man that's set up for failure and be a victim of family court.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. If she don't change this mindset. But that's a prime example of a baby mama terrorist.
Yeah.
Way
I
to be a man.
I thought that was
Be a man.
I thought that was sad on so many levels. First, let me shout out Freeman's Journal. Thank you. I see you. I thought that was sad on so many levels, and it's unfortunate that that's something that I've heard on multiple occasions. There's another TikTok. Tell me how you feel about this one.
Okay.
I want to thank me for never quitting.
I tell people this all the time. I want y'all to understand that the Al Karen baby mama tears are the worst baby mama tears on the planet. These are the ones who making the white man be the new niggas because feminism destroyed the white community when it comes to this. I don't have nothing to say because they will always try to overshadow fathers. They would try to overshadow Father's Day. Father's Day ain't nothing. Mother's Day, hey, that's the best thing in the world. I'm
How
not.
does that make dads feel?
I mean, it makes fathers angry. It makes them feel like we're not important. Hell, our society shows we're not important. Um, I mean, I keep my veins on ice cold. I'm not hurt. I ain't in my feelings. I just tell men to see things for what it is. This is why a lot of men now are starting to get their passport, go somewhere else. They live in a freezing lifestyle. They not having kids. A lot of them believing in save yourself black men. You got other men that's going MGTOW. A lot of them is just changing the laws in their mind and going about their business. The unfortunate part, the good women out here, it's only a select few, is like they not getting the man they want because a lot of men ain't chancing it. So I mean, what she's doing, I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised at all. They every year on Father's Day, they dancing the jig talking about, yeah, I did this, I did that. And this is what I don't understand. If you independent and you strong and all this stuff, then why are you taking this man child support? You can't be independent if you getting help from somebody else. I don't care if you're around or not. You getting this child support. So how's you independent? You're not independent, you dependent. You just off his capital gain, as far as I'm concerned.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand what these people say. They're clowns.
What do you think that women can do, or just in general people can do, to shed more light on the importance of fatherhood?
Now I'm gonna go to the women because what women need to do, just like men need to do, definitely men need to do it first. Since we're supposed to be the leads, if you want to be leads, we need to lead by example. Women need to call the shit out too. It's important if you believe that this is wrong. And it's not about being a pick me to a man. It's about right and wrong. That's what I thought we were supposed to be about.
Right.
But I realize people have selective outrage and they only pick and choose what benefits them or depend on who they are. So what women need to do is call the shit out just as much as men do or fathers' rights do. Because women, I don't care what nobody say, this is a man's world, but women run the system. Women could change anything. So if they wanted to, they had the power to take the man off child support. They had the power to put him on child support. They had the power to get rid of the rearage and everything else. So what women should do, the ones that believe in what's right, need to call out this unfair system and how good men are being railroaded because of failed relationship, failed divorce, and because using that child as a prop to hurt the father or destroy both. Because that's what you're doing. Long term, you destroy that kid. It ain't just fathers hurt because they got to live a future and they not grown yet, and you taking away their innocence and their peace. That's why I say they don't love their children. So women
No.
just have to call it out more and stop being around people that you know are doing wrong, and at least say something.
Mm-hmm.
Can't make them change their mind, but you at least say something. How can you reward bad behavior? The problem with our society, we reward bad behavior.
We do.
Yeah, we need to stop that. Stop reward bad behavior.
You know, I was thinking about this today, with thinking about talking with you, and I this might be triggering, but this is what I honestly believe is that the father's role has been diminished so much in our society that we think, and particularly women, that moms love their child more than dads.
Let me respond to that one right there.
I do. I think that's a lot of our mentality. Like moms love, because we're the nurturers.
A lot
And
of
so,
are not nurturers. A lot of these are
no,
baby-
I agree. Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you. But I think the mentality of a lot of women is that moms love their child more and are better parents than their dads. And so that will put, as far as parenting, we don't look at it as, 50-50 as parenting. The mom, the child needs mom just as much as they need dad. It's the child actually needs mommy more because I'm the one that carried the baby. I'm the one that sprouted the baby out and the breast, off feeding off me. So I think we look at mothers like this, and then the dads are just kind of you provide, but not understanding what you instill in the child is just as important as mothers. I don't think a lot of women think that.
They don't.
Yeah.
A lot of them. I'm telling you, a lot of them. Like I say, a lot of them don't love their children. I don't care, because if you actually believe that your daughter or your son don't need no father or don't need that father, then you gotta be a selfish, hateful, devil son-in-law. That's what I'm.
Devil.
Son-in-law. They're not human. They
Mhm.
they more masculine than average man. They hate their children. I don't. That's why I say I don't care what they do for their kids. They paying for everything. They let them do what they want to do. They do not love their children, because they love their children. You will have a father in the picture doing just as much as you, and
Yeah.
but yet you rather keep him away because you worry about the female that he with now, or you worry about who he got married to. You worry about her looking better than you. You worry about something that ain't got nothing to do with you. But you can have your married nigga hanging around the kid, and he's more around my son than me.
Yeah.
And then you find out later on he's abusing them, he's raping them, and everything else. And they want to still turn around and say it's the father's fault.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't get. And he fought back and forth, going to court and everything, and then that child is X'd out the picture, and they still want to blame the father. That's what I'm saying. They do not. They a lot of these baby mama tests and these judges and this family court system got blood on their hands. They don't care, but they got blood on their hands.
Right.
So no.
Let's talk about child support. As I see your hat, F that child support.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we should eradicate child support?
Yes.
Why?
Because since I realized that this child support is the core problem, because back in the day, let me tell y'all, child support started in 1935. Back in the day, women weren't allowed to work. They weren't allowed. They was the traditional living in the house, take care of the kid.
Mm-hmm.
You had white military men going overseas. They decided not to come back. They decided to abandon the house, stuff like that. The government was tired of paying for somebody else's livelihood. So I understood why child support came out. I understood alimony. Since they weren't allowed to work, hey, yeah, give them child support. I had no problem with that. But as time went on, as you see, women are allowed to work. They're allowed to be CEOs, CFO, to have business. They never changed that. And then in the 70s, they come out with this Title 4D. I want y'all to understand that this child support is not really the problem. It's the Title 4D. See, Title 4D give you incentives to do the stuff that they do now, which is destroy our kids, keep the man out the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's at the point where anybody can just walk up to court. They don't care if the father's in the picture. They don't care if he's not in the picture. They don't care if he did it the right way. They don't care if they planned the child. They don't care if he live in the same household. You're gonna be on child support. And if this child support wasn't here, I ain't gonna lie. When I first started this fuck child, I was like, well, child support should be for deadbeats. But now my new motto is ain't no such thing as a deadbeat dad until you call out these baby mama terrorists deadbeats. And until you call them out, because more of them than is a deadbeat, then I ain't trying to hear it. So my
Mhm.
thing is eliminate the whole thing and either start it over and make it equality, make it for both parents. Then we can go on with the child support if needed. But the way this system is, it's not about the best fit. So like I said, get rid of the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why. And for those who say, well, what about the fathers that ain't doing none of all that? Hey, it is what it is. My suggestion is, Walmart. That's how I feel, Walmart. Because look at
Mhm.
all the guys out here who are capable of be a father, that do their part to be a father, but they're not allowed to be a father. It's more alienated fathers than it is a deadbeat. The ones who are really deadbeats, Courtney, most of them ain't even on child support. You know why? They not even worth putting on child support. Why would I put him on child support? I'm only gonna get $20 in the blunt in the mouth. And if this dude's a real deadbeat, how is he paying his child support on the regular?
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. What is the true definition of a deadbeat? And I want y'all to know deadbeat is not a person who don't pay their child support, or a deadbeat is a man who wants child support, or owe back child support. A deadbeat is a person, man or woman, who do not pay their bills. That's what a deadbeat is. So they lie to y'all with this. Oh, if you don't pay your child support, you're a deadbeat. No, that's a shame tactic they use to make you look bad. A
Mhm.
deadbeat is a person that do not pay their bills. You don't pay your light bill, you don't pay your
Yeah.
credit card bill, your car note, you're considered a deadbeat. That's what a deadbeat is, not somebody that's on child support. They lied to you. They really lied to you. So
Yeah.
so get rid of the child support and start over again, or change it to make it fair and be really about the child. Until then, fuck child support. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's interesting. I'm torn on the child support thing. I definitely agree with you. I don't. I gotta. I'm praying on this. Should it be eradicated? Um, I'm gonna pray on that. But I understand what you're saying. I think it's interesting enough too, where women that are getting child support are still not allowing their the father to see the child, and there's nothing necessarily done to those women. Those women are allowed to, and legal system does nothing. So there's men that are paying child support that still don't have access to their child.
and I want you to understand these judges, and I heard it.
Yeah.
The woman has the right to do what she please with the money. That's her bonus. That's her incentive. She don't have
Mhm.
no rules. I know many baby mama Taz personally that take that money and use that to pay their rent, pay their car note, pay to get their hair and nails done. They don't do nothing for that child. He
Yeah.
get he get like $6 in the blunder mouth as a pro wings. And I have seen fathers say, "Hey, she's mismanaging money. She's not used for the child." The judge say she has the right to do what she please. That's the incentive for putting this man on child support. Because
Mhm.
imagine if they did say you can only buy the kids clothes and stuff for them, they won't put no child on child support. They ain't getting out the deal. So so if they did that, more people would not go to child support because that's not a benefit to them. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's why I say fuck child support, get rid of child support, and either start over again and make it the way it should be. You
Yeah.
know. So nah.
So let's talk about Tyrese.
$10,000 a month.
$10,000 a month. And shout out to the lead attorney. He did a phenomenal live today, and I'm going to show a couple clips from his live. But he put again. So this is what I think is a problem when speaking on behalf of women. I don't think women look at it on a man's side. I don't think women have empathy towards men and dads. I
Mhm.
think a lot of women are do it for a selfish reason, and I'm going to be mom. It's my child, not even saying that it's our child.
Yeah.
It's mine. So I'm going to get his money. I'm going to get this child support. I'm going to get majority of the time with my child, and the empathy for a man is non-existent. The empathy for a father and your feelings is non-existent. And again, I have this um, because I've seen it. And my brother. that had to go through the ringer for his two boys. And thank God he has full custody of my nephews. And my
Good.
nephews are, I mean, but it worked. And, me being a little sis, I'm a little gangster got out of me. The bring her. Okay, she's getting all these hands. But, just seeing what my brother had to go through to get full custody of his boys, and the the strain and the exhaustion and the hurt, we don't see it from a man's point of view, because again, I think a lot of women don't think that, and I don't know why
They don't care. That's why.
they don't care.
They don't care. They only care about themselves. And I want people to understand that in the United States, only 17.5% of men get custody of their children. That's 1 out of every 6 in the United States. And out of the 17.5% of men, 69% of white men get custody out of that 17.5. 14.3% in black men get custody out of that 17.5. Hispanics is 17.1, I believe. So that just go to show how much of a big problem and gender bias gap we have of us getting custody of our children. If they was really about our children, it would be automatic equal parenting time. They not gonna do that. You know why? Because more time with your child equals less child support. Some states have when you get equal parenting, ain't no child support. So that's less money in the cookie jar. I have played video clips in Illinois where them politicians say, if we make it mandatory equal parenting time, we're gonna lose millions. It's about money.
Yeah.
I show this stuff. That's why I say, for those that want to see it for what it is, rock with it. The ones that don't, you already know. Go about your business. Just prove me wrong.
Yeah.
How long did it take for your brother to get custody? Because I know it wasn't just no 1, 2, 3.
Oh no. I mean, I want to say he was probably going back and forth with court for a couple years.
Yeah. And that's why I want people to understand that. People are like, well, why don't you
And the money. And the money. Let's not.
And I know he spent a lot. He's probably spent over 6 figures. And I'm trying to tell people it ain't what you think. And then people got to say, well, you should have fought harder. No, why I gotta fight hard for
my child.
Create. I gotta fight hard for something I helped create.
And now all these feelings is raging now back inside of me, because the fight wasn't I want full custody. The fight was I gotta fight to see my child.
Right.
It's not even I want to take my child. I don't want you to have the child. The fight was I got to fight to even be in my child's life. I got to spend thousands of dollars to be a father.
Right. Yes. And for you saying that you starting to feel reality, you feeling hate and anger, that means you care. Because a lot of these baby mama Taylor will sit back and say, well, he should have picked better. And I'm like, the child's already here, so that's too late. Because if I tell you should have picked better with your deadbeat that you talk about, then you want to sit back and play the victim role. So that's what I'm saying. See, people, again, selective outrage, depending on who it is. See, if a man have a bad breakup, he chose wrong. A woman have a bad breakup and got the wrong guy, he's a deadbeat. And I want people to understand that, men, this society is not for you.
Yeah.
And you run around sitting back caping to these baby mama terrorists that don't deserve to be caked on. These the ones that setting you up for failure. This is why you are not respected as you is, because they see us as robots. They see us as son husbands and sympathy forces. They don't have no respect for us. They don't respect themselves. And as long as we keep accepting that, they're gonna continue to do it. But when a lot of y'all do what y'all supposed to, change the laws of your mind and walk away, then they'll see it. They just learn the hard way.
Let me play this clip. This is about Tyrese. So again, for those that don't know, that Tyrese got his, I guess, the divorce finalized, and he is ordered to pay $10,000 a month for his child. Now, I don't know how much that man is worth.
He's worth $6 million, I believe.
But
I think it's $6 million. He said he was struggling. He ain't making the money he was. That's his net.
Well, ain't been no Fast and Furious since Paul Walker really passed when it was popping. So, and it's not like Diddy said R&B is dead. So what's Tyrese doing? Ain't no more Coca-Cola.
Right. But I mean, they don't care about that.
But it's the $10,000. So before I play this clip, you think that child support should be eradicated, but since it's
until they change and make this fair and make this equal and equality about really what's the best fit, yes, get rid of it.
So, but since we have it now,
it ain't going nowhere. It's not going.
You know, it's not. It's not.
No, it's not going nowhere.
The idea of a child or any woman, regardless of what the man makes, should be awarded $10,000 a month. Is that not insane?
It is insane, but the more money they get from the father is the more money that's going to go into government daddy's
to the government. So again, it's all about the green.
That's what I say. It's not about. I'm saying our system is not designed to help the children. It's not about the most best fit. It's not about the best interest of the kid. And I want y'all to know, for those that don't know, that term "best interest of the child" came from Adolf Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say, "Yeah, it's best interest of the child," I thought y'all say he was the most hateful man in the world and he killed all these people. And he's the devil himself and he's a white supremacist. But y'all go off that thesis that he said.
Mm-hmm.
That's to the children, and our government used that.
Yeah.
So
let me play this clip.
All right.
This is he was going in. Shout out the lead attorney. Let's play.
As he should.
As he should.
You are gonna lecture me about how to love the child that came out of my balls when my child support is your whole salary. Imagine another man telling you how to love your child, having the audacity to sit up there 20 feet away and lecture you about what your child needs, about what your child deserves, about what's in the best interest of your child, when he's never fucking met the child. And this is a grown man telling another grown man. I mean, have you seen things more emasculating than this? Women in the fucking chat are not going to understand. Women are like, oh, well, he's just telling them to love the child. Bullshit. This is emasculating. Men know what the fuck I'm talking about. Who you blame? Tyrese for hitting the Stevie Wonder. How can you blame him? You're sitting there fucking emasculating him. It's on goddamn TMZ, which means it's gonna be on YouTube, it's gonna be on the internet, and you're sitting there and you're emasculating this man.
And that's why I say, fuck child support.
Yeah. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say this wasn't about Tyrese the deadbeat. This is about Tyrese break him off and emasculate him and take all he has.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And it was a video clip that the judge snapped on him because he asked him a question. He said, next time you are not here to ask questions, you don't ask no questions. And we taking a recess. And he said, if you say something else, you're going in contempt. So I'm get off the stand. Yeah. These judges are simple forces too.
But this also goes into the emasculation. I'm glad the lead said that because I was thinking that too. It goes into the emasculation of a man. A man wants to be protector and provider. When you take your child away from a father, he's no longer able to protect what God made him for.
Right. And now Shane, his ex-wife or whatever she is, she ain't never gonna have to get a job. She's gonna live off that $10,000 to the day of time till the child get 18 or 21. I don't know what state they're in, but yeah, she finna live her life to the fullest off his dime.
Yeah. And
they still got to split from what I seen, because we're gonna talk about this tomorrow on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
He gotta pay half the cost of school and everything else is split, but he still gotta pay her $10,000. So basically,
crazy.
I got equal parenting time. You tell me I still got to pay
And I
her,
still got to pay her $10,000, but yet pay for half the school.
and they made him come out with a $1 million policy. And guess who got guess who the beneficiary, y'all? Guess who the beneficiary of?
I'm sure it's hard. The ex-wife.
It's for the mother.
And then wonder why Black men feel away, or why mental illness in our community, it will drive you insane.
Yeah. And I mean, $10,000. I mean, there ain't no money to be just giving away. I wouldn't want to be, even if I was rich, I don't want to give out no $10,000 just to
Every month.
every month. She finna get $120,000 a year, and the court's getting a cut of that. And he got to pay $200,000. I don't know if it's rearage. I think it's rearage. He got paid $250,000
and back child support.
Child support, because as long as you're in court, they calculate. They do that on purpose. Because I'm gonna tell you why, y'all. Most states, after so much back child support, they start charging more interest. Then they charge extra interest, depending on how. Like in Illinois, once you get past $3,000 of interest, I mean rearage, they already charge interest per month. They tack on another interest and then an increase. They get paid. That's what I'm saying. They're not doing all this for free. They get paid for everything they do.
And especially, because the judge told me this too, where I was also told where, you can get back child support. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, there was already money given. He's paid for this and that. But he said, well, since he wasn't on the papers, that's just a gift. Mm-hmm. And you can still get money back. And
he's only telling you this not because it's going to look out for you.
Because they will get paid too.
Look out for him and them. Because some judges get a piece of child support. Yes, some judges get a piece of child support. Them judges yes. Some of them judges get a cut of the child support, and then some of them go to the pension and all that stuff. They not doing this for nothing.
No.
But see, people don't know. A lot of people don't know that, because why would I think about what he's getting? I don't care, especially right child support. But everybody should care, because any man could get put on child support. So when people say, "Well, I take care of my kids," I'm telling you right now, if you was in a relationship right now, you had another child, right? Mm-hmm. Guy, y'all ain't have no problems. You go to court right now and take them and put them on child support. And that man say, I don't know why we here. We ain't break up. Let's stay in the same house. You know what that judge gonna say? She can put you on child support anytime she pleases. If you live in the house.
Well, so he's in Georgia. Shout out Rilla. I totally forgot he's in Georgia. So Georgia has it.
Oh, Georgia.
Yeah. Well, they have, you can be a how they do fatherhood there legally. You can be a legal father or a biological father.
That's most states.
Yeah. So it's not, and for me, I didn't know. So there's two different types of fathers that's on the books. You can be the biological, or you could be the legal father.
That right there is called paternity fraud. I talked about that a couple of times. Shout out to Cornell Smith, because 30% of men who want child support are not the biological
father.
Some of them signed that birth certificate thinking it was. Someone was married and she cheated. It's automatically yours, especially in Michigan. I want y'all to understand that it's not just men that's on child support, because they be like, why you whining and crying about child support? Just pay child support. I should whine and cry if I'm not the father. If I'm taking care of a kid that's not mine, I'm still entitled to pay child support because you want us to get your cut. Yeah. They can even know who the father is, but since you signed a birth certificate, or since you was married to her, still you didn't get divorced, you have to eat it. And they ain't gonna change it. So yeah, so if that don't open up the door on why I say fuck child support, then I don't know what is. 30% of men are paying child support.
No,
not theirs. And I ain't talking about somebody else was adopted. I ain't talking about somebody who signed, say I'll take care of that baby even though it's not mine. I'm talking about men who didn't even know and thought they was their kids.
Yeah. By the end of this stream, I'm gonna be wearing that hat.
They know.
I'm gonna be walking around in the supermarket.
Got the magic shit. I got it all. I got the shirts. I got whatever you need.
They're gonna be like, what is wrong with you? I'll be grocery shopping.
Believe it or not, a lot of people is gonna say, And then especially seeing a female say that, and as a guy,
Man.
he gonna love you. And then some women gonna look at you, roll their eyes, turn their head, and then some gonna say, I agree with you because my brother
Mhm.
went through this, or my daddy went through this, my son's going through this. But I don't, when I wear my hat and my mask, nobody say nothing negative. I had one to say, you that mad? I said, nah, I'm only mad with that dumbass comment you said.
Yeah.
So I mean, but other than that, I don't nobody really say nothing to me. I mean, shit, they wear they wear they Black Lives Matter mask and every mask they want to wear. I wear my mask.
There you go.
Shit.
I'm gonna play what the lead attorney was talking about with he said Tyrese was hitting him with the the Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Let me see if we can hear the clip as far as the emasculation and what he talked about, where having a man tell a father how to be a dad.
That's basically what they do. They say you're gonna be a dad every other weekend. You're gonna be a dad once a week. You're gonna be a dad on FaceTime. You're gonna be a dad 4 hours. You know,
Yeah.
they basically you're a slave.
Yeah. Hold up. Before I do, look at my darling honey. Hey,
Doing.
mommy.
Hey, how you doing?
I know you probably got some stuff to say about this because you're pretty passionate about fatherhood.
No, I just think this is a great conversation. I think this
Mhm.
young brother, I don't know your name, brother, but
It's
you
Mr.
right
Palmer.
on point with everything you saying. What's your name, bro?
Mr. Palmer, brother.
Mr. Palmer. This is Kwame Brown. But man, I like that slogan. Fuck
Hey,
child support.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I know
Kwame
it's good.
Brown?
Huh?
Kwame Brown?
Kwame. Yeah.
Yeah, best life.
Oh,
Yeah, I know it's gonna make some people mad what you saying fuck Kwame Brown, but they don't. I mean, not fuck Kwame Brown, sorry, but fuck
Mhm.
child support, because they're gonna look at it immediately as you're talking about not handling your responsibility. They don't know the side of it that they're making deals. The state is making deals with a lot of these women to extract money from men. Tyrese don't stand a chance as a celebrity
no, he
because
don't.
they're going to drag it out and they're going to make everything his responsibility. A woman can take him to court for years and she won't have to pay a dime.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm saying, man. I call them they baby mama terrorists. I had did a couple of stories on your situation.
mhm.
I reached out to you a couple of times, bro. I know you're busy and everything. Um, I mean, the problem is it's about the money, $60 billion. And
Facts.
I'm trying to tell brothers, men, everybody that we need to call this out. We have the power to make change, but a lot of us don't want to be involved because they say, well, I don't want to make it worse than it had to be. And I'm like, how could it get any worse if you not being allowed to be a father or your son
Facts.
with you because she said so? And, I'm telling men to call it out. You got them receipts, call it out. You know,
Mhm.
stop being quiet. Stop sitting back, just going with the code and riding the go along, get along train. And that's what I'm saying. But they sit back and say, I hate. And I'm like, nah, I don't hate. I'm telling you, these baby mama tears are destroying our youth. And
Yeah.
will be destroyed because of lack of fathers. You
Yeah.
know, it's sad. It's
That,
very sad.
that that's gonna be a hard pill for them to swallow, because they don't listen to the kids. The children in that situation, all you gotta do is listen to the rap music. All you gotta do is listen to when they get in trouble and they go into those counselors and they tell them, "I don't feel like nobody loved me. I don't feel like I was accepted." They tell the truth, and this is learned behavior. Where does a child learn that they're not loved? That's because they can see two adults fighting over them. One adult is trying to just be there, and even in my situation, when me and this young lady split up, it was World War III. This woman was on a golf course, not a golf course. She's on the back of a lake. All my kids in private school, everything else. But then, once I didn't want the relationship anymore, shit, I'm a deadbeat all of a sudden. I'm like, what?
That's what I'm saying. Fair relationship. Fair.
It makes no sense. These labels are just to embarrass a man into doing something.
Yep.
And I was the type of man, I'm like, fuck that. Ain't no way you gonna tell me I'm a deadbeat when I paid for these kids' private school. Everything that they ever did, she didn't have a job. So I don't
Mhm.
care about your labels. This is real life. This is facts. And I always understood, in dealing with women and being an adult, that a lot of women are walking around with daddy issues. They
Mhm.
feel like their dad didn't love them. That's because the parents was fighting. I never wanted that for my children. I would always try to tell women, like, look, regardless of how mad you get
Yeah.
at a man,
Yep.
And I tell this to men too, because I know some men that got custody of their kids, and I'll check them too. Look, the woman is not there. I don't care if she cheated. I don't care if she's on drugs. I don't care whatever is going on. That child don't have nothing to do with that.
Right. And you shouldn't put that in their head. You shouldn't
Right.
let them see for themselves. But unfortunately, when it comes to these terrorists, they will. I know it's so many kids right now that hate their father and don't even know why. This
Right.
is what mama saying. Then when they get grown, they go through the same thing. They mama telling them, "Oh well, why you want to fight to get custody of your kid? Why you going to court? Why you trying to let her have? She buried him." And then he like, "What the fuck?" Then he realized his daddy was the reason. The reason why his daddy ain't in the picture is because of her. And then a lot of wealthy sons hate their mother. Don't fool with her.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of relationship with the father is too late.
Yeah. And a lot of that, those little boys, you can see the way that they respect women now. They turn hateful and resentful towards women because of what some of the mothers do and run their fathers off. And a lot of the little girls not going to give respect to their mothers because of what they did to their biological father. A lot of these women, they take no slack off the biological father, but then they go get a dude that don't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of these men have baby mamas with girls that they go get a dude that just sit on the couch or they'll get money from them.
Cal's gang.
Yeah. It's a real thing. Like it's dudes bragging about sleeping with girls with no money.
And he around the kid more than the father.
Yeah. Have access to your children. And then see, that's what men get mad at the most. It's like no man of mine paying child support, especially if it's a fair child support and if the woman is doing the right thing by it. I don't think most men would mind. I mind going to court and having to pay these white folks. Like my baby mama got less money than I was already giving her. And I'm like, you left me. Yeah.
I'm here.
You left me with I got lawyer fees for myself. I got lawyer fees that you don't want to pay. And you took me to court. It's like, this was stupid at the end of the day. You losing out. And then now my kids are frustrated. So it's a lose-lose when you go this route. Don't nobody care about your kid.
And that's why I say the child lose all the way. The fathers lose because we ain't around to see them grow up and try to raise them the way they should be raised. But the child really lose because, like I said, they lost in the world. They not grown. We able to survive. We grown. We know what to do and not to do. They don't know. They don't. And I'm sure the mom gonna say, stay strong and independent. And this is why our boys are emotional, weak, they reactive, and that's why a lot of them are set up for failure to this day.
And it's why the young ladies are over sexualized. They don't know. They don't know their place. They don't know their purpose because they never had a man treat them with respect without asking nothing in return. A father is the first man that's going to pour love into their child without asking nothing in return. We're going to be the first man that's going to tell you the truth. It might hurt them little feelings, but a man is going to wipe them tears and say, hey, look, I'm telling you this because I love you. And they'll be able to discern between what's love and what's not, what's hurting your feelings and what's not. We got a lot of women out there now that everything hurts their feelings because they've never been told by a man, hey, you're wrong on this one. And that's what we got to get back to. Everybody can stand a correction, even myself.
Do you think that's been an issue with women and this whole women can't or won't take accountability is because they didn't have fathers to show them what correction really looks like?
I think it's part of it because there's some mothers out there that do a great job of correcting and doing things like that because of their own experience. But it's definitely a good balance for a woman having a man around. I noticed dating women that had a father, they were less emotional. They've heard some of the things that I'm saying. They didn't take so much offense to me saying something opposed to some of these women. They've been hearing nothing but who run the world, girls, and all these things right here. So they're coming with that type of energy every time you have a conversation with them. It's offensive to them.
Yeah, a lot of women who's raised with their father, they're more understanding. They're more actually they not much of a emotional like that. They don't take things to heart like that. So and they know their role. So that's why I say fathers are important. I don't care what society tells you. They lie to you when they said fathers are not important. Fathers are not needed. They're only good for a check. That's the worst thing they ever did. But again, you got to thank government daddy for that, and for these feminist people with the ideology to fall for it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the best thing they ever did to get the goal that they're trying to get accomplished.
Yeah.
The prisons have become the open market. They're on the open market,
Slavery.
and they definitely know that these emotional males that don't have discernment of a father, that
Right.
let them know you ain't the biggest dog in the yard.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you don't have that, then you're gonna have an emotional male, and that male is gonna go to prison. He's
Right.
not going to be able to handle breakups. He's not going to be able to handle a job situation where a white man is talking to him. A lot of things are going to be stress and hardships in their life because they never had somebody to tell them, hey, look, that ain't something you're supposed to be worried about. And sometimes us as little boys, we start feeling ourselves. We need somebody to smack us on the back of the head and say, no, that ain't it.
Right. Well, unfortunately, government. I don't want people to understand when they say this system is broken. This system is not broken. It's the way they want it to be.
Right.
It's not broken. It's the way
Mhm.
they design it, and it's the way they're gonna keep it as long as they reap the benefits off your pain.
Right. It's a well-oiled machine, the way it is.
It's a
Men are going to go to prison. The women are going to keep saying they don't like men and don't want men, don't need a man, but have a bunch of babies by them. It's kind of weird to say you don't want a man, but you keep showing up pregnant.
That's a good point.
And you keep getting this child support. So
Right.
Yeah.
I'm independent, but send the check.
I'm independent. You're right.
I'm independent, but send that check every month.
Right.
Right.
So I want to show a really clip. Kwame, if you have time to review, if you don't, I understand.
Yeah, I just got some
I
guests
just
that just
popped up.
showed up. I just jumped
I
up real quick. I
appreciate
appreciate
you.
both of y'all. And I'm a listen in the bushes, but I'm here listening. Both of y'all got great points. Brother, you right on point. I need to buy some of that merch because I'm hey, when you see me, I gotta go buy one of them hats. Drop that link in there so I can get me one of those hats because I'm gonna wear it proudly.
Hey, Gail, no, put the link in there.
Yeah, put that link in there. I'm gonna wear that hat proudly. If you got shirts, I'm gonna wear the shirt too.
I got the shirts, the hats, the baby mama 10 shirts.
Shit, make some shoes. I'm gonna be in all black and white. Fuck
I said he got me about to wear a hat. We all gonna be over here talking about fuck this child support shit.
Shit, man. I'm telling you, this ain't no game, man.
Yeah.
A lot of
Well, salute to both of y'all. I appreciate y'all having me
I
up here.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
So
Thank
much.
All right.
Okay.
There's so many men that lost their lives trying to be fathers, man. White, black, blue, or green, man. And I got video clips of that, man, where they lost their lives trying to be a father. Just going to visit their son, scheduled to visit their son, and they get X'd out by the boyfriend. So it's deep, man.
It is deep. It's deep. And that's why I said before, I really think that your channel is one of the most important that we have in the space.
Yeah, I appreciate
it. I mean, it really is. So let me play this clip. Well, I think I was going to show how Tyrese and the man was the judge emasculating him, and then what?
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I'm gonna cook.
Cook. Let's just see. I'll bring it up.
All right.
Right now looks up to both of you. Mr. Gibson, man, I'm talking to you. This is real. Okay? I'm talking about your kid. You're wandering off into space, man. I want you both to love your kid, and I want you both to tell your kid to love the other parent. Because that's how we get successful human beings who then, when they go out into relationships, they learn that relationships, even when they don't work, don't have to be dumpster fires. Okay? And I'm not saying this one is. Both your lawyers were very complimentary of both of you. You know, they got on you. Your lawyer got on her. You know, he got on you. They're doing their jobs. And I want you guys to do your jobs going forward and raise a bright, intelligent, young, loving human being. If you do one thing for this world, please do that. All right? Nobody won here and nobody lost. You know? The kid lost because if she doesn't have her parents together, minimize the effects of that loss.
Can you pause it? Oh, that
I had enough.
okay.
Go ahead. What is I'll give my table. Go ahead. Give yours.
I want you to understand, fellas, how he tried to use the shame tactic. It's the SBE, shame, blame, and explain, and make Tyrese look like, he ain't trying to be civil and all this stuff. Basically, he's telling him shut up and eat that $10,000 a month. It is what it is. That's what I'm saying. It's a game, and he is not for Tyrese. He's for that $10,000 a month. And the lawyers, they all work together. They all know the judge. They kick with the judge. They have parties with the judge. They donate to the judge. They all work together. Don't get it twisted about these lawyers representing you. A lot of these lawyers be talking to each other. They go to school with each other. They go to parties with each other. They be telling them what I'm gonna get him to do and all that stuff. And I'm gonna make him what you trying to do. Okay, I'm gonna give him to sign this. I'm telling you, they already know what they're gonna do. So don't fall for these no good ass lawyers. Most of these lawyers is not about your interest. They're gonna get paid whether you win or lose. You gotta pay. So they gonna go all out to do what they need to do. It's like a public defender. They only do what they check, and that's that.
Yeah, and I'm really like just listening to it and thinking about what is playing in his head. Like Tyrese is literally having to listen to this white man that don't know him from a can of bait tell him, you know, why are you looking out? Listen to me. What you need to do for your child, what you need, as if he doesn't know as a dad what he needs to do.
He always, from what I seen with his first kid, he always took care of his kids. He
always.
So what are you talking about? That's what I say. But and even though they ain't showing the wife, the baby mama Tara's face, she grinning with her mask on. Yeah, I'm getting yeah.
Probably in the back. Tell him, Judge. That's right. Tell him, honey.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I dare you do this to me. Yeah, that's why I say, man, this system is not designed for what's right. It's not about being fair. It's not about the best interest of the child. But he want to use that. Both of y'all need to be involved. Nah, you telling him to eat.
Yeah, I am involved. You're telling me to pay to be involved.
Right. And if you say something, he gonna say contempt and probably lock you up for 30 days.
Hold that thought, because you know the lead. This is my last clip of the lead, but he was going in. Shut out, lead attorney.
Who are you talking to? I'm the father.
Let me go.
Who the fuck are you talking to? I'm the father. I'm the father. You're telling you who's never met the child, you're telling me that you're so interested in this little black child that you've never met. You're so interested in this black child that you've never talked to. You're so interested in this child that you've never seen. But you are going to lecture me as the father. I just want you to love your child. This is a divorce. I'm trying to get away from this bitch. Ain't nobody said nothing about the child. Why are you assuming that I don't love the child? It's my child. But can you tell the judge to shut the fuck up? No.
Nope.
Can you go up there and slap the shit out of him for the disrespect and emasculation? No. You got to sit there, right? Fine. So I'm going to sit here, but you know, I don't have to pay attention to this shit. Oh, but you do. I'm talking to you about your child.
That's probably one of the realest things I've heard Lee say. I was like,
yeah,
but it's
lead attorney,
right. It's so sad, and it makes me speechless. The fact that a parent has to fight and lose everything just to be a parent.
Lead attorney been on my show last year.
I saw that. Almost a year. It was a while ago.
He was big as he is today, and he said he told everybody everything I'm saying is correct, and he's a lawyer. That's why I say when they talk that jive about what I'm talking about, all that, I don't entertain that. I'm like, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, because that right there just shows that these judges will do anything because they have the power. They cannot get sued, y'all. They got qualified immunity just like the police. They cannot be sued if you say, well, he judged her based off, her looks or whatever. He don't get in trouble. They say, I have read that. The judge can make an error or not make an error. They cannot be sued. None of that. People say they can, but I ain't seen it. I want y'all to understand, man, if you're a celebrity, you from the hood, you live in the suburbs, You white, black, blue, or green, you educated, not educated, you get treated the same way. You a deadbeat to them. You're a low life to them. And the only reason why you is so they can get more money out of you.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter about your livelihood, your lifestyle, because if people want to know, most men who are on child support are middle class. So people I say it's because of low income. Nah, them not the ones who really on child support. The ones who really on child support, if you look at the stats, is middle income.
Mm-hmm.
So stop the cap.
Yeah.
So
Wow. So tell me now what the future for your page looks like. I mean, I know you still going to continue the good fight,
mhm.
and I'm here to tell you is that you have an ally in me. And as a woman, like I said, I'm bringing you on here for women to see and to understand a man's point of view, and
Yeah,
really try to push empathy that we need to have for our men that are going through this, because you matter and you're important. So what does your page, or what does it look like for you in the next 5 years? What are you hoping for?
next 5 years, I hope to be doing public speaking out in public,
Yeah.
just on social media, because it's too many rules of engagement when it comes to social media. When the women out here twerking and shaking their ass with their kids right there and rapping about bald head hoes and everything else, they don't get flagged. But if you come out here and I ain't even got a curse and I say, look at this mother do this to so and so, I get flagged. So
Mhm.
my goal is just to continue to spread the message and get men to change the laws in their mind, and also be out there doing public speaking in different states, conferences, group sessions. That's my goal.
I think that you would be awesome.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I feel
And
sure.
because it's awareness.
Yeah, it's all about spreading awareness.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well,
So
that's good. I did drop the link. I didn't know if anyone wants to call up or have any questions for you, but if not, I'm not going to keep you long. I just kind of wanted to have my little one-on-ones. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm revamping my shit.
I heard that.
And
I'm just gonna get on the couch. You know what I'm saying? When I get off here, it's couch gang here.
couch gang. Well, I'm part of couch gang now. You done got me.
Couch gang. Yeah, I want you to come on the show. I'll hit you up. We can set that up.
Yeah.
On the show, do an interview, talk about how what made you change. Like, no, I'm not gonna do this. Let me go ahead and just be about my child and see if he gonna roll with it and go from there, man. Shout out to you and shout out to your mom for telling you like being about their child. It's a difference from it's hard. It's kind of hard. You wanna you got that anger or that bitterness or whatever. But you
Yeah.
can think about your child. That's your future. That's the one who's supposed to represent you, the next generation. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? A lot of them don't care about the next generation. They don't care about the future. They only worry about them, and them, and that sympathy force they got on the couch.
Mhm.
So yeah. So I mean, you know,
Yeah.
uh, next 5 years I'm gonna keep doing what I do and make people mad and keep using Reverend X.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
I'll keep doing that.
Make them mad, and I'm gonna be right behind you, making them even madder.
Yeah. So
Because my whole being, I understand that you raise a broken child by not having mom and dad.
right.
How in the world can you have a full child if they don't know they daddy? That's half of them. So you mean to tell me that as a mother, I love my child enough for her not to know her other side, her
Right.
other half? And again, I can just talk about with my dad, my personality, how I act is just like him. I talk about I use my Gap as my logo because I got it from my daddy. I'm proud of my father, and I'm him. But I would have never known if he was away from me and I didn't have him in my life. I learned so much from him and even from myself because he's half of me. So, I'm for sure will tell any woman that uses the child as a weapon. Don't believe that the child needs a father. Believe that she needs to be celebrated on Father's Day. She can go straight to hell.
Facts. And I have to say I'm glad and shout out to your dad for
Mhm.
fighting that war. Say he was on drugs and he changed the laws in his mind and got himself in order and
Mhm.
got now. Because what if he wouldn't have changed? You'd have missed all this. So shout out to your pops.
Yeah.
Shout out
Proud
to
of
you.
my daddy.
That's good.
Yeah, so we ain't got no calls, and I ain't waiting for y'all Negroes. So we're gonna go and wrap it up. Shout out your page again. I know Gail's been throwing it out
Yeah.
there. I appreciate you, Gail. Thank you so much. But
Yeah.
go ahead, shout it out for the people.
Hey, YouTube, Mr. Palmer. You type in Mr. Palmer, I guarantee you it's gonna pop up. So just type Mr. Palmer, subscribe to the channel. I usually go on every day in the evenings between 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5 Central Standard Time. Like I say, I talk about not just child support. I talk about what these baby mama do. I talk about these sibling forces; they just as bad. I talk about feminism. I talk about these court cases, like I'm gonna talk about tomorrow with Tyrese.
Mm-hmm.
I do one-on-one interviews. I do reaction videos. I just like spreading the truth, and my goal is to have men and even some women who support us change the laws of your mind. Get yourselves in order. Keep your veins on ice cold because you're gonna go through a lot of hurtful things trying to be a father, or dealing with the baby mama terrorists, or dealing with this family court system. Understand that you are very important. Don't let nobody come in your ear and tell you that you ain't worth a damn because they say so. You know what I mean? It's not your fault that the baby mama terrorists want to keep you away and destroy that child. This is why I tell y'all men, if you got to go MGTOW, if you got to live a freezing lifestyle, you got to be a passport bro, you got to be you got to start taking the red pill, you got to live a freezing lifestyle. You want to be celibate. You do what you got to do as a man to get yourself in order and live your life to the fullest because you only live once. So change the laws in your mind, fellas.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mr. Palmer.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Stay on. I'm gonna drop you down in the back, and I'm gonna.
Cows gang, cows gang.
Okay.
Peace out.
What an amazing conversation. Thank you so much, Mr. Palmer, for blessing my page. Thank you so much, Bus Live. He just said, I'm pulling up, bang, bang, and I'm going to dip out. So thank you, Kwame Brown, for popping up as well, too. Man, I enjoy these conversations. These are conversations that not only are needed, but it needs to continue. I make no qualms about my support, not only of Black men, but Black fathers, period. There's no way that you can raise a healthy child and deliberately separate them from what's half of them. A child needs to be whole, and that's with mom and a dad. So I appreciate you guys for pulling up. This conversation again needs to continue. And to Tyrese, brother, my prayers are going to be with you. What a day. So again, if you haven't comment, subscribe, do all that jazz, but I appreciate you. And until next time, be a blessing. Thank you.